Hello and welcome to another episode of Swim Sets by the Pool. This is the podcast. Oh my gosh, you guys can't see it, but Kyle just drank out of a red Solo cup. Just total college guy.
Yeah, I got pulled over the I got pulled over the other day by a cop for having a broken taillight, and the guy saw my red Solo cup in the car, and it was literally just mass gainer in there, and the dude thought I was an alcoholic, and I had to like prove to the guy I wasn't. I'm like, well, this is a noon tablet with water, so I am. I just use these because they're easy. I don't have to clean them out when I
not
put heavy.
not an alcoholic, just
I promise.
just
It's
D1
family
college
friendly.
swimmer. Just D1 college swimmer.
I know UCSB has its reputation, but I'm graduated now. That would make me an alcoholic if I still drank. So
Anyways, this is Swim Sets by the Pool. We give you free swim workouts and tips on how to swim better. Kyle has been to 2 Olympic trials for the U.S. for swimming and swam 4 years collegiately, Division One. I am a professional triathlete. My name is Nathan Cohen. Maybe I said that already. And yeah, I love swimming and love helping people get better at swimming. And today we have an awesome set. But before we dive into that swim set, Kyle, impart some swim wisdom on us. What's a good tip for the folks listening?
yeah, I have some ancient swim knowledge as old as time. This is a never heard before secret tip. Um,
Nice.
just stay warm on in early morning and early evening practices. And if you don't know how to do that, double layer your cap. And keep your heart rate high. Like if when you get out and you take off your warm clothes, get right in the pool, and especially for warm up, if it's early in the morning, late at night, keep that heart rate as high as you can during warm up. Don't sit on the wall for a long time because I promise your warm up will go the opposite direction if you freeze on the wall and then try to swim. And do not wait for the sun to come up. Just get your body moving, like those outdoor pool people like Santa Barbara can get into the 30 degrees in the winter, so always smart to just make sure warming up means keeping your body warm. So yeah, cold practices, cold days, stay moving. Find a way to get off that wall as much as you can. That's my tip.
Nice. That is a great tip. It is October, almost November. We're going to have the time change. Things are going to start getting colder. So, yeah, that's a really good tip. And I'm going to add a little side note to that. Maybe bring a warm drink in like a thermos and drink from a warm drink. So, this is not like sponsored, but Scratch Labs makes this like apple cider flavored sports hydration drink. And I bet if you heated that up with some warm water in a thermos, that would taste so good poolside.
That sounds amazing. I might try that out actually. That was a tip for me too, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. I'm actually probably gonna have to do that pretty soon. But yeah, anyways, we got an awesome set. This is from Matt Mack. He's a pro triathlete. I've known him for many years now. And he's from Huntington Beach, but he's living in St. George right now, Utah. And yeah, he posts his swim sets every once in a while on Instagram. So go follow him. He is one of those guys who just works really hard, and he's gotten to a super high level in swimming, even though he didn't really swim competitively growing up. So yeah, this is a really interesting set that yeah, I just took from his Instagram stories. So yeah, warm up 4 to 600 freestyle choice, and then classic 4 times 50 drill swim, and then pretty sure that's 50 distance per stroke.
Yeah, I don't
Um,
know what the MDPS actually is. I've
Maybe it's
never
like max distance per stroke. I know Matt is like a huge distance per stroke guy.
Yeah. DPS for anyone that doesn't know, yeah, distance per stroke, just go as far as you can every stroke while not compromising your technique. So that doesn't mean add 30 kicks in, but just between each stroke. But yeah, smooth, very slow tempo where you're really just focusing on catching and being as efficient as possible, basically. But yeah, I don't know what the M is for. Maybe it's mystery or something.
Yeah, yeah, maybe, yeah, mystery. Yeah, I don't know.
Max mystery.
I think
You
it's
can you
max.
can
It's probably max
yeah.
distance per stroke. I don't know, just to really emphasize it. And yeah, that's a classic warm up, 4 to 600, and getting into some drills, working on that good technique, because good technique is the foundation of fast swimming. Doesn't matter how hard you try if your technique is terrible. So Yeah, I think it's a good warm up. I think a good drill for the people if you want something to work on. Uh, I've been really liking underwater recovery, just going really slow underwater. Some people call it doggy paddle drill or long dog if you're in Australia. And that's a really good one. And then also fist, swimming with a fist to try and get that high elbow catch in there. I really like that drill. You got any favorite drills, Kyle?
Yeah, I mean, I was never much of a drill guy for sure. But yeah, I do think that any drill that involves getting a high elbow catch is so important because I think that's like by far the main thing that triathletes are lacking. They almost always have the power, the ambition to go, but yeah, getting that high elbow catch is insanely crucial, and you can so clearly see the difference in efficiency between swimmers with that and without that. So. Yeah, getting I like to do maybe a one where you have your arm up and you kind of just practice only hinging at the elbow about while keeping the
Mm,
rest of your arm up towards the surface. That one's really good. You might do like two hinges, two pulls, like two almost two sculls, and then a pull, switch sides. I like that drill for myself even to try to get the feel of my high elbow catch because that's always the first thing I like to set in place before anything else during
nice.
my workout. But
That's awesome. And then, yeah, just one 300 kick with fins. It says 150 steady and then 150 FE by
fast, easy,
25.
probably.
Fast, easy. Okay, by 25, that makes sense. And one times three 150s pull breathing 357.
Hmm.
And he's doing those at 215, 245. And yeah, one times 450s on the minute. Fast, easy, easy, fast, all easy, all fast. So little variables in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice little tune up. I like the kicking. I like the little bit of pulling, breathing to each side. Probably will help you get warmed up too. And yeah, a little bit of variables. That's pretty classic. I mean, I think this is a good, well rounded warm up. And I feel like if I did this, I'd feel pretty ready to swim a solid main set. What do you think, Kyle?
Yeah, totally. I like we were talking about it last week, and I really like those odd breathing patterns. Because you're breathing to both sides. It not only helps so much with like kind of mixing it up and all that, but especially for you guys that are pure swimmers, like getting used to breathing into like if you come into a wall at a weird angle and you don't know how to breathe to the other side, or just having that other side breath, it balances the muscles out. It allows for sighting if you're in open water, if you're swimming, like if your sight line needs to be on the other side and you need to start breathing that side every so often to kind of keep your eye on where you're going. Because sometimes the sun's straight on your face and you have to almost sight sideways. There's so many reasons that being able to breathe to the other side almost automatically should feel good. And if you only know how to breathe to one side, balancing it out and breathing to the other side can also really show you how far you've come with breathing on that one side, and it can really teach you yeah, just a lot of things. So yeah, getting those odd breathing patterns, I think for any swimmer, especially swimmers that are able to like breathe to their side and that are trying to get like a lot faster, well, that's almost a crucial skill to pick up. So incorporating that in some warm-ups is super, super good. And it's really cool to see a triathlete noting that and putting that in their warm-up. Yeah, I'm really, really impressed by that. So yeah, good warm-up. I agree. I like it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, honestly, it's taken me years to be able to breathe to my non-dominant side without like losing like tons of efficiency. It's just been practice and just doing it more and more. Cause like before, because I didn't grow up swimming competitively, I kind of learned how to swim later on in life when I was like 18, 19. And yeah, I would just breathe to the right. And then anytime I breathed to the left, I would be like 10 seconds slower per 100. Like I was just so bad at it. And then eventually I just got it down and got it down to where like I can breathe to my left whenever I want. And especially in open water, I do it a ton just to see where people are at and where things are going. But yeah, took
Totally.
years to get there.
Yeah, it is interesting. Yeah, that's kind of a fun idea. I just thought of if you're a newer swimmer, or you haven't ever really practiced breathing to the opposite side, try doing a 100 kind of just strong, whatever pace you want. and breathe to your dominant side for 100 and then breathe to your opposite side. And if you're not within a few seconds of your time, you got some work to do, and it'd be really cool to, incorporate that a little bit more often into your sets. So yeah, maybe if you got a little extra time on warm up or warm down, just give that a go. You don't have to sprint the whole 100, but just go strong, go tempo, and just see what the difference is on both sides, and see if you have anything to work on there.
Yeah, that's a good shout. Maybe like under 3 seconds should be the goal of difference between your dominant and non-dominant side. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's a great tip. But yeah, you want to take us through this main set, Kyle? You're seeing this for the first time, so we'll get
Yeah, this is completely
your
blind.
initial thoughts.
This was sent to me in the car driving home from master's practice, so I have not looked at it more than I've looked at the warm up, I guess. So yeah, it looks like 150 aerobic on 215 to 245. I don't really, I'm not sure why he's putting a gap between the intervals. I don't know if he's trying to advertise this to kind of a bigger audience by doing that, or if it's
I think
for
he
him.
swims with a group of people. So he
Okay.
tagged someone in this swim set. So maybe he was swimming with someone else who was maybe a little slower or faster than him. And
Yeah, yeah, that would be make sense. Yeah, so I like that interval range for our podcast. So you could almost do
mhm.
the set as it's written. You don't have to modify much because it does give you a range. Heck, you could even do it faster. You could put it on 2 minutes or something if you
Yeah,
really were.
totally.
If you're a pure swimmer, you really want to go after it. Um, and then yeah, three 150s fast on 3 minutes. I did not. I haven't read that, so that just kind of came out of nowhere for me. Wow. Yeah, I just right away, I always used to get on my coach during college practice because she would put a ton of fast just on the set, and there was not like for me when I see something that says fast, that means everything I've got. Fast is like the highest level of hierarchy you can get to where you're putting in an effort. So seeing like just aerobic and fast, and then like later on I hear I see best effort. This set would definitely confuse somebody like me. So I'm assuming this fast kind of means like don't blow yourself up on the first one. Just like it needs to be stronger than the first 150 you did. Nate, what do
Yeah.
you what do you think when you read this
I mean,
part?
4 150s fast, that's like 450 yards. On the 3 minute, that's like a decent amount of rest. So, like, I would imagine he's getting more than a minute rest on these. Um, so you could really go fast on those, like pretty fast. And yeah, it would just all come down to your commitment. If you're really willing to commit to hurting yourself and like going deep for that, because it's not easy to do three 150s fast back to back to back. And yeah, I think those two 150s aerobic after it would be much slower than the first one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like this fast like for me that would mean strong to, I would at the minimum I think I could go strong for these three 150s, but if I went fast
Yeah.
especially on the 3 minute that would be yeah, that'd be a tricky one for me to approach because for me fast like if I'm going fast on a 150, I'm heaving at the wall, like barely able to like, I wouldn't be able to just do three back to back and then jump into it again. So I think fast is just such a relative term. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that should be kind of described with sets. Like if you're with a group where a coach writes fast, like for a majority of the hard efforts in a set, that needs to kind of get recalibrated, to maybe
Yeah.
strong or like hold a good pace, like sustainably fast kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because yeah, sometimes it'll be like none of the set will be fast, and then there'll be like 100 on the end of the main set where it will be fast, and then people rock it for it, so it's like
Yeah.
it is interesting to kind of see how you would interpret that as like, should I go strong? Should I blow myself up, go actually as fast as I possibly can? Like,
Mm-hmm.
where does that? Because that's kind of a scary term for me. When I see that word, it means goggles on. Like it's not. I'm not talking to my neighbor. I'm locking in. Like this is gonna be
Yeah.
this is gonna be a ride. So
I mean,
definitely interesting there.
yeah, for some of my athletes who I coach on Training Peaks, I'll do like lowercase fast and then I'll do like all caps fast.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
that's a good one.
just to differentiate, And for my athletes kind of know like that means like fast is like a strong effort and then all caps fast is like really fast. Like really commit to it. And then yeah, so let's go a little further down this set. So
Yeah, yeah,
then it's
totally.
two 150s aerobic, same interval as before, two 150s fast, and now it's on 245, so 15 seconds less rest.
Hmm.
I don't know. That's interesting to me. I mean, I guess maybe this could be like tolerating a little bit of lactate buildup if you're really going fast and then you're getting less rest on that. And then it's three, so then you're getting more aerobic, three aerobic 150s, and then it's one 150 best effort. So on
Yeah,
230, which doesn't really make any sense. It's just like it's the
it
last
is.
one.
It
So
is the end, yeah. And then you got the cooldown. Like, yeah, I could see it. Like sometimes I see the end of the set end with an interval because it's like you have to get your hand on the wall before the clock hits that number.
yeah.
For example, when we did like a this one set where it ended with like a 500 on 450, it was like it was a scramble, and if you didn't make it on 450, even though you were done after that, you failed the set. So it was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
but when you put like a fast effort with a pretty generous interval, maybe
Yeah, I mean,
that's.
Matt could
Yeah.
definitely make a 150 on 230, so that's like not really a challenging interval. If it was like make it on the 145 or something, then that would be a little bit harder, you know?
Yeah, definitely. I think I like the pattern of the set. It does follow a pretty classic pattern where you kind of get like you start with more like you get progressively more like time to flush out your lactic acid and less and you have to go fast for less time. But normally I do see it build. The interval does build. So like the first three 100s would be, would be a lot like would be strong on like say a kind of a quicker interval and then as you got down to those like two 150s then the interval would start to push up to give you more time to kind of reset and it would be like but seeing the interval go down as the speed also stays the same definitely is not what
Mm-hmm.
I'm used to seeing, although it could be worth trying out just to see if your body agrees with that. um and then I don't think like honestly I think the lactic acid actually builds less as the interval gets quicker because you don't have as much time to kind of sit on the wall and really relax those muscles. I think when you
Yeah.
keep moving, even if you're working it really hard, the lactic acid has less time to kind of build up and accumulate. So, if anything, it's actually, in my opinion, doing a kind of a good job of not letting the lactic acid build up more than it's letting it build up. So
Okay.
that'd be my interpretation because when you see a true lactic acid set, it's like 10 100s all out on like 6 minute or something,
Yeah,
because
yeah, true.
people just have to sit there and marinate in that like lactic acid
Yeah.
and then you got people throwing up and stuff. So
Yeah.
it's
I
interesting.
think an interesting way to try this set, if you did want to kind of modify it, this is something I saw Greg Harper post on Instagram. He's like, make the interval force the effort. So, what he means by that is do an interval that's challenging for you to make to where you just touch the wall, you see the clock, and then you take a breath and then go again. So, something like this, I'm just going to say like some random intervals like that I think would fit like the kind of speed Matt swims at. But maybe the first three 150s, he does them fast, but it's on the 2 minute. And then the next two are on the 150 and the last one's on the 140. So like the 140, that's under a minute per 100 pace. So that would be challenging to make. And that would kind of force the effort. It's a similar kind of thing, but you you can make three on 2 minute probably. It's gonna be like hard, but like not that hard. And then you could probably make two on the 150, and then it's like you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I like that. That's kind of my groove. It helps me kind of get in a groove. And yeah, if I want to go really fast on something, it's always tricky to like yeah, to play around with the interval like that and get like that weird pocket of rest. Like I either want a ton of rest if I'm gonna go really fast, or like my fast is like trying to go fast so I hit a tough interval and I stay with that
Mm-hmm.
momentum moving. So, but I really do think it's a very well written set. I think there's a few things I would change if I had to like rewrite it, but there is not gonna following the set to a T is definitely not gonna hurt you. I
Yeah.
think there's some of the pure swimmers would do, and maybe some coaches would modify parts of that main set, but yeah, it's still really solid. It's structured very well. The intervals is kind of like, and the intervals and then the terminology describing what your efforts should be like is the only thing that I'm nitpicking at. But
Mm-hmm.
That could just be me being over picky if these, yeah, but I'm trying to, I guess we are a swim set podcast, so it's the time to be
Yeah.
picky. So
Yeah, I mean, I think it's cool. I would try it as written and probably not change anything. But yeah, do you think you have anything you said you might change something if you did it or
yeah, so I think the only if I had to modify it, I would change the fast to like too strong
mm-hmm.
or like hold a good pace. Like I would have a target pace at like especially if I was a triathlete, I'd say maybe like at sprint at sprint triathlon pace or
Mm-hmm.
like or at 750-meter pace. Or if I was a swimmer, I would say like at 500 pace. That would probably be good for this set in my opinion. So I
Yeah.
wouldn't I wouldn't put fast. And if I was gonna put fast on the set, or if it says fast and I wanted to distinguish, I'd put maybe all out to kind of
Yeah.
distinguish, because to me, I swam growing up with fast meaning fast. So I don't know I've been on it a lot, but that's kind of just like it would mess with my brain a little bit as a
Mm-hmm.
swimmer. And then yeah, I think I would change the intervals to actually increase as you do from the 3 150s to the 2 150s to the 1 150. I think I would give myself a little more rest as those went down. But I do like how the aerobic efforts they do build as the fast goes down, so you can kind of actually target those faster ones a little bit easier towards the end, and it becomes more mentally approachable, and it's not
Mm-hmm.
just building up like with everything building, and but there's some stuff that gets easier for you, and there's some stuff that gets harder, so your focus can shift as the set goes on. I really like that, and that shows it's really well written. So yeah, not a ton I would change there, but if I was going to change stuff, that would probably be it.
Nice. That sounds good. I remember when I swam for Ventura College, I think the coaches had us do this at different times during practices, but they would be like, okay, everyone get up on the blocks. We're doing this interval for time. Did you ever do that? Like for
Um,
time intervals where they would like, it's essentially just like all out for
oh,
whatever
like they pick
interval.
a distance
Yeah,
and you
yeah. They'd
just
be like, okay, we're doing
oh
100 for time,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and like everyone would get up on the blocks. They would time everyone. They would like call out everyone's time and stuff.
Yeah, like the get out swim, like the
Yeah,
swims are
yeah.
like you could skip half your warm down if you or whatever if you hit the time. Yeah, no,
Yeah, exactly.
that's what I imagine when I hear fast. That's when I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
time to get on the block, time to like hammer all my turns, no one hand touches, like that. It's time to go,
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. So that's what I think of when I think of fast too. But yeah, sweet. 300 cooldown, and that's the set. So yeah, I think it's a cool set. I would probably try this. I like 150s. 150s are nice.
yeah,
Um,
75s and 150s for the win there. Not you don't always have to do hundreds and 50s and 200s. You
yeah.
can you can you can throw in you can even do a 175 if you can figure it out, but
Although I'll tell you what, 150s, I was doing a set of 150s long course meters, and it just threw me off because you're like finishing on the opposite end of the pool.
yeah,
And I,
yeah.
I just got like so lost on like the set and like, wait, where are we? And like, it was just like, I don't know why. Maybe I was having a moment. But short course, yeah, 150s are great. Um, and yeah, I got to close this out with something. And I was just thinking about this. I was watching the World Triathlon Championship in Wollongong. Matt Hauser getting the world title, winning the race in a dominant fashion. And yeah, I just got to say, I don't think the swim has peaked yet in short course triathlon. Everyone talks about like how fast the short course triathlete swimmers are. And I don't think it's as fast as it could be. I don't know. I think we are coming out of an era where there was just these insanely cracked runners who were just so fast, and the run was just going to come down to a bunch of guys. And I think some guys, maybe like Matt Hauser, are like, you know what? I'm a great swimmer. I don't necessarily want it to come down to a run. He's like, I'm
Yeah.
going to push the swim, take 5 guys with me, and we're just going to hammer the bike and we're going to win the race. And that's exactly what he did. And yeah, one guy ended up running into second place from a Spanish athlete from the second pack, but didn't catch Matt Hauser. Matt Hauser won. So yeah,
Yeah.
pretty interesting. I think the swim going into this next Olympic cycle is going to be faster than it's ever been. That's my take.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna totally agree with you there. I think if you put the group of triathletes that swim in the front pack even at the world championships with the best open water swimmers in the world, they're getting murdered. Like
Oh
it's not
yeah.
even close. So there is if you pick the right people and you throw them into the swim, there is so much room for improvement with the swim and swimming is on an exponential curve up right now. And I think that triathlon is gonna follow that trend, especially on the swim end. So I do agree. There's you throw somebody in there that's fast enough to drag that entire front pack like as hard as they possibly can. There, that's the tone can be set, and there's always room for speed in the swim. So yeah, I honestly can't refute that. I normally disagree with your hot takes. So
Nice. Awesome. Well, anyways, that's the episode for today, guys. I appreciate you guys listening. Or if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe. And yeah, go over to our YouTube channel. We're posting a lot more shorts and little podcast clips and stuff. And super fun. We appreciate it. Trying to get to 1,000 subs before the end of the year. So yeah, if you can support us that way, that would be super awesome. And yeah, see you on the next one. Peace.